Alright, so Tekken 7 FR version C came out today, and Wonky on avoidingthepuddle.com. Ooh, who followed? Damn, I gotta get Twitch alerts up. Uh, did the translations, as he always does, because he's a boss. So we're gonna use his translations on avoidingthepuddle.com. So let's get started. So, system balancing changes. Adjustments made to how the counter hits are shown in-game when they occur. No idea what this means. Thanks, Wonky. That probably just means a visual change for counter hits. Probably make them easier to see. Monocaros, thanks for the follow. And Saren Zealot, thanks for the follow as well. That just means probably a change of the visual indicator, so it'll probably be easier to see counter hits. Don't know why they decided to change that. Property of Fang's counter hit while standing 4 on all opponents is now changed. I don't know why that's in system balancing, but the way his while standing 4 used to work on counter hit is that it would do that little ass flop stun, and not sure why they're changing that either. All rage arts have their damage reduced, so they showed Akuma's rage art doing less damage, but I guess they're doing a system-wide change for all of the rage arts, which is it kind of makes sense, especially when people were down to like really low health. Rage arts were doing a ton, even at the end of combos in this game. So probably an attempt to just try to reduce the damage a little bit. Rage drives resetting the combo scaling in combos has been fixed. So this is probably a direct change for all of those. There were a couple of combos that did this. King on the temple stage, he would do a full combo and then spike you with his rage drive, and then get the ground throw that would break the floor. And then after the floor would break, he would be able to the momentum of the combo would be reset, so he would still be able to do an easy combo on you afterward. So there's the other ones. That Brian death combo that against the wall. He would get you to the wall, spike you, and then he would do his new back 1-2, and that would wall break, and then he would get another full combo after the wall break. So that's probably meant to reset. Resetting the combo scaling is probably meant to fix those issues. They don't mean necessarily the combo damage scaling, they mean the hit scaling, as in the momentum. Even if you can still do these things, but the momentum after doing the combo will still be retained. So like all you would do is get like a jab, and they'll fly away really far. So that's meant to probably fix those issues. Instances of when the camera would change during a rage drive on hit or block has been fixed. I think Eris showed it during one of his Gosu Tekkens, where somebody did a rage drive and the camera just started freaking out back and forth. So like the other person probably didn't know where to block. It's not pushback because it's hit. You're gonna hit somebody and then they're gonna go flying in the combo. It's how combos work in Tekken. Uh, so that's probably meant to fix wonky camera switching all over the place. It happened a lot in the corner or near the wall and stuff. And then various little system game bugs, whatever. So character balancing changes. Law. After a rage art on hit, the opponent can now react quicker afterward. Frames on wake up improved. So this probably means just Law's rage art does the whole thing, it knocks him away, and now it just means that the opponent can get up or do whatever they want faster than they could before. I don't know if Law could do anything to somebody after this, so this is an interesting change to me, but it just means the opponent can get up quicker and stuff. After successful parry, 3 plus 4, 4 is made slower, probably no longer guaranteed. So FR Law, if you don't know, he has a new move, 3 plus 4, 4, where it's a launcher and it's 14 frames. So you could parry and do 3 plus 4, 4. So basically getting a parry meant he could get a launcher. I don't know if saying it's made slower, I don't know if that's the translation is awkward. It's making it seem like wonky as in parentheses. Maybe it's no longer guaranteed. If that's no longer guaranteed, that means a lot of other law stuff might not be guaranteed either, like DSS 2 or DSS 1-4, like uh, or maybe they somehow made it specifically that after you do a parry, specifically 3+4 is slower. I have to see match videos to see how that works out. King, strong knee while running 3 frames on block made more worse. Tracking on the move reduced. This I didn't think this move was super abusable. This is his new running knee move that they gave him in FR. I think it was only +2 on block, so I don't know how much worse they can make the move without just making it minus, you know? Like they can make it 1, 0. We could check really quick on Ina Tekken. Let me do this real quick. I should have set this up beforehand, but let's see. Kingu, where is Kingu? Kingu. There it is. Kingu. It was +2 before. It may be plus. I don't think it was +4 before. But let's see here. Running. Going through Japanese text is really hard sometimes. Now it's saying it's +0. If this is the move I'm thinking about. It's +0 now. So that's a big change for King. Basically, now all he's gonna do is they don't write it as 666. Okay, they do it as they do have it as 666. Okay, you're right. It just says +2. Huh? Are you sure? 666. Okay, then what is this? +0. Okay. Maybe it could also be that they haven't changed the That's while standing 3, 0. Oh, yeah, I'm saying +0, but I should be saying just 0 even on block. Uh, it could also be that Ina Tekken hasn't updated that specific move. Golden headbutt damage. This is the ground throw. Damage decreased. Still doing a lot. It did a lot. A lot of King's throws do a lot in Tekken 7 in general. So it's starting to decrease the damage on those is interesting. And the tracking on the move. I hadn't actually seen the move being used too much for itself by itself, but uh, it looked like it tracked pretty well. So ground throw. This ground throw did a lot more. It's important to understand that they're decreasing the damage on this throw as opposed to the other throw because this throw is the one that breaks the floor on the temple stage. So they're decreasing this one only because if you guess wrong on this, you don't take as much damage, but King can get more damage because of the follow-up combo. Alright, Yoshimitsu Shrine. Back turn hitbox is made bigger. Yeah, this was a weird thing that they did for FR, where after forward 4, he couldn't get the back turn 2 for a full combo. And it basically, he had a combo, but it was really hard and did no damage. So this is more of a bug fix, in my opinion, than a change, because Yoshimitsu, this should have been the way it was from the beginning. Electric mix force and down forward 1-2 no longer naturally combos on hit. Second hit has been made slightly slower. So I didn't know about this move, but apparently this move is 13 frames and was natural combo, and it wall splatted. So this is actually a really cheap Yoshimitsu move, and I'm actually sad they took it away because Yoshi doesn't usually get cool shit. So it's kind of sad that they took it away. Horong. Loose shuffle and rifle shuffle, up back 3-3 and up back 3-4 can now be done from different stances. So these are new moves for FR. Up back 3-3 is a mid-high, that's plus, and up back 3-4 is a mid-mid. that is minus, but on plus unblock and minus unblock, I mean, and but still safe. So I'm guessing different stances. They don't specify, but I'm guessing maybe you could do it also from right foot forward, possibly from flamingo. Uh, something like this kind of change, it's never a nerf, obviously, because you're giving a character more options to be able to do something. So at worst, it's neutral because you'll never do it, but this is probably a buff for him just because it gives him more options from other stances. Double screw, right foot forward, down back 3-3 on an airborne opponent will now cause a screw.
Good morning.
Ooh, good morning. Who just followed? Unmaker 9. Thanks for the follow, dude. Um, this is his right foot forward low high that is guaranteed on counter hit. This seems to be like a character wide kind of change where a lot of characters have moves that will automatically screw on hit, and I guess they weren't doing that on airborne opponents, so this just seems to be like a consistency kind of thing. So it's not a super big deal. Cactus shot, right flamingo stance, down 4-3. Timing for the input for the second hit has been reduced,
Good
as in there's less
morning.
time for you to input it to come out. I asked for this. Thanks for the follow. This kind of thing, I didn't know there was a big input window for this. This
Good
just means
morning.
they probably this move probably was had a big enough window where you could hit confirm it, and they don't want you to be able to just hit confirm it. There's probably a big risk to getting the second hit blocked, so they want you to have to commit to doing the full string. That's is my understanding of making a change such as this. If you're gonna do this move, you have to do this move. You can't just do the first part, wait to see the second part, and uh, and then input the second hit. Duskism, thanks for the follow as well. Xiaoyu, Shooting Star, up 4, 3+4 hitbox, made for the third hit, made bigger on block. Previously, Jack and Gigas could easily launch her because the third hit of this would often whiff on block for them. Wonky, whenever it's in parentheses, this is Wonky's own notes. Explains itself. This is a consistency fix. It's not intended for the third hit to whiff on bigger characters. I'm surprised it only whiffs on bigger characters. And having a move like that whiff, makes the move not very useful. So it's just meant for consistency. It's not really. It's a buff because they're fixing it. Brian slash kick forward 4-3 hold damage off a full charge is decreased. Something like this is probably it's it's a nerf for his rage drive because he would do the easiest combo I would see with rage drive is you hit rage drive and then you would do the full charge slash kick, and it would do a ton of damage really early on in the combo and still be able to get a good combo. So by nerfing this, you're also nerfing his rage drive. So hatchet kick plus frames on hit reduced. This did a lot. This is like maybe +4 or something on hit. So they don't say how much it's reduced by. But being that the fact that it had a lot of advantage on hit, plus you get the counter hit combo, and yeah, there was a launch combo for forward 4-3 as well. B-Tran is right on that. But for hatchet kick, you know, reduce the plus frames. He already gets a combo on counter hit, and just nerf it a little bit. Same thing with Northern Cross. They did a ton of damage, plus it wall splatted, and it was safe. So these are just little nerfs for Brian, who people think is pretty strong. Godslayer says, isn't right Flamingo stance down 4-3 a natural combo as well? Yeah, it's a natural combo, but if you saw it whiff, or is it a natural combo? I'm not too sure, but that's the only idea I can think of for lowering the input window for the string. Either on whiff, I guess, if it is a natural combo, or if it gets blocked and it's not a natural combo. Heihachi gets one change right now. The second hit of down 1-2 has been made slower. This is actually a needed change because this move was pretty buff. I'm gonna show you guys how buff it is because who was it? Suksu? Uh, Ika on Twitter, yeah, is making videos of all these new character stuff. So I time-stamped the Heihachi thing. Let me make sure it's gonna show up. There we go. So the first move is this. Is a down 1-2. All right. That's for that. So as the video showed, like it's the second hit of this is a counter hit launcher. It's hard to step, if not impossible to step either direction, and it beat out Law's. It beat Law's standing four. That's what the Law was trying to do. He was trying to standing four to interrupt. So if it beats standing four clean, that means at best you're gonna trade a jab with it, which means Heihachi still gets the counter hit in this game. So by making this slower, there means it's gonna be you're gonna be able to at least beat it out with jabs or something else. They don't say how much slower, but that's the intention of this. If you know he's gonna do the second hit, now you should be able to beat him out with something. Jabs, maybe even something better. It's not the worst because as long as he's not spamming it, he can still fit it in somewhere. He can do the first hit and let you do something and then whiff punish off of that. So that's the reasoning for that. Kazuya Rage Drive, damage reduced. This is so you don't get those Kazuya death combos that were coming out after a couple of weeks into the game. It's like electric, Rage Drive, like get to the wall, do some stuff. It was like 80%, if not a death combo on Temple stage. That's really the reasoning for that. Demon Steel Pedal, frames on block improved. Forward 4 is what back 4 used to be, and I think it was punishable. So either that means they're making it safer, but they may be making it completely safe. I doubt this something like this doesn't mean it's going to be plus frames. That just means it's going to be safer. And then twin pistons while standing 1-2 frames on block made more worse. No more minus 11. So FR twin pistons were minus 11, which I think is ridiculous for a move like that. 13 frame launcher. Just bring it back to minus 13. It's okay as minus 13. It's still really good at minus 13. Steve, Rage Drive made slower from out of all the stances. I don't know how fast this move was. It didn't seem like super fast, but maybe people were using it as a whiff punish, and Namco didn't like it. Skyscraper, duck 2 frames on block made worse. I think this was minus 13 before. It used to be minus 14 in tag 2 and stuff, so uh, I think these three changes all kind of go together. So I'm going to go to the other two. Extended Fox Hunt instead of Ducks 1. Damage reduced. Frames on whiff and on block made more worse. And Extended Duck Skyscraper. Extended Duck 2. Frames on whiff and on block made first. So if you don't know, FR Steve, his Extended Duck 2, which is the high, the Blue Sparks high, gave you a free guard break. It's basically a guard break and gives you a free regular Duck 2 into down back 2. Instead of touching that, they decided to touch the rest of the mix-up because you would want to duck the extended duck 2, but then you can get hit with regular duck 2, extended duck 1, or extended duck 2, which were all of these moves are way more damage than getting hit with the extended duck 2, down back 2. So what they're doing is they're nerfing the other part of the mix-up. They're saying, okay, Steve can have that, but we're gonna nerf these. We're gonna make the other part of the mix-up weaker, so the person defending doesn't have to feel as bad when they guess wrong. So that's the reasoning there. It was a launcher on that Jack. That's just because Jack is big, probably. He probably doesn't get knocked back as far from the regular duck two. I mean duck forward two. So that's probably a Jack specific thing. But instead of touching the extended forward two, they're gonna nerf everything else. Asuka Demon Slayer forward two now launches the opponent further away on hit. So I think this was part of the patch video notes. They mentioned that if if you hit forward two off axis, the forward four used to whiff. So they just made it so they get further launched further away. So it just makes the combo more consistent on all axes. Demon Steel Pedal hitbox improved back to Tekken 7.0 status. I hope not, because this move was super cheap in 7.0. Maybe maybe it'll hit on all axes. Maybe it won't. I hope it doesn't hit on all axes, just on the side or something. I think that'd be a fair uppercut while standing two on an airborne opponent will not cause a true. This is just like the Horong change that I was talking about. I think this is just a consistency thing. They want these moves that create a screw on a grounded opponent to do it on an airborne opponent. Fang just gets one thing, damage on a new full crouch down forward two move, like the Johnny Cage nut punch. That they're just making that do more damage. It's pretty whatever. Dual Rising Fist 1+2 property on hit changed. I'm not sure what the change is. I haven't seen it in a video yet. I haven't barely, you barely ever see anybody use Leo. So let me see if Ina Tekken changed it. Doo, doo, doo. Give me 1 second. WP, WP. It just says plus. So I don't know if it's changed or just there's more plus now. Startled Crane, BOK3 on an airborne opponent will now cause a screw. This caused the screw on a standing opponent, just like the Devil Jin and the Horong change. Lejang, they showed this in the video. Kurosaka forward 1 properties on counter hit has now been changed. This used to, on counter hit, it used to make the opponent spin to the side, kind of like Tekken Tag 2 Lee's Silver Whip, full crouched, down forward 4, and she would get a free shoulder. Now it stuns them, but they don't turn around. So still gets the shoulder, but she can now get a free while standing 4 1+2. So it's pretty good. This is a buff, obviously. Lars, Spiral Kick, Dynamic Entry 3 property on hit change, plus frames on block improved, damage increased. I'll show you what this move looks like in case you don't know. So it's his first move. It's a new move out of Dynamic Entry. So it used to be 0. Okay. So they're improving it on. They're changing the property on hit, which Ina Tekken says. Well, they have a question mark for it on hit, but now it's +4 from 0. So this move, they want you to use this move, basically. That's what they're saying. Use this move, we're going to make it better. It's +4 on block. It knocks down on counter hit. Magnetic knee, back 4 startup frames improved, damage increased. Startup frames improved means that they made it faster. So, get somebody to block, dynamic entry 3, hit him with counter hit back 4, frame trap. Shadow Cutter, down back 4 plus frames on hit improved. Ina Tekken is saying this thing is now, let's see, what is it? It's 1 RK, right? Now it's +5. It has a question mark, but it's +5. I think it used to be +2. But +5 is a lot for a low. That's like tag 2 Devil Jin status. But so that means if let's make up a situation for Lars. If you hit down back 4 up close, and you know the other person wants to mash, like let's say they mash even while standing 4, you can do Lars while standing 1, and you will trade, and you will still get the launch. That's what +5 means off of down back 4. So this is really good for this move. And once you start, I think this turns. I'm gonna skip the forward 4-3 change for a second. Double smack, full crouch down forward, 1+2 damage increased. So once you get people not mashing because they're scared of the plus frames after down back 4, you can start using full crouch down forward 1+2, which gets the damage increase. So you can start doing more damage. Uh, and then double pulse, forward 4-3 frames on hit improved. I'm pretty sure this used to be minus even in Tekken 7, but now they're showing it as 0. So it used to be, at least in Tag 2, it used to be if you hit that move, you had to be careful. You had to be sort of careful because you were a minus, so you lost your momentum. So a lot of Lars players only used it to like end the round or something because it did a grip of damage. But now you don't have to be as scared on hit because you're neutral. So, but I think the new dynamic entry 3 change and I think the down back 4 change are really big for Lars. Even though down back 4 is launch punishable, it's it's gonna incentivize Lars players to use it a lot more because plus 5 means I can do whatever I want. Lily's down back 4 was +5 in Tekken Tag 2, I think it's kind of the same, but Lily didn't have the same options after it got hit. So, like Lars has while standing 2 that goes forward. Like even if Lars hits it on the tip, he can still do while standing 2, which will cover the space after hitting down back 4. Yeah, that's what I'm saying as well. It's Ina Tekken is 0 on hit. It used to be minus, now it's 0 on hit, which is really good. It's not like broken good, but it's a really good buff for him. I don't know too much about Katarina, so I know Rage Drive. I know she had some cheap wall combos that ended in Rage Drive. So Rage Drive, Harrier 1+2 damage on an airborne opponent decreased. I don't know if this is meant to specifically address that, or if she had some other Rage Drive combos. But I know she had some combos on characters against the wall that ended in Rage Drive. Feather Chop down 1 plus frames on hit improved, and Plover Kick forward 4 pushback on both block and hit increased. I don't know if this could be a buff or a nerf depending on how players are using it, but unfortunately I don't know too much about Katarina. Josie, Sapu switch tree property and counter hit changed. Opponent faces toward you for better pickup combo now. This basically gives the same stun as Brian Hatchet Kick now. So it flips him in the air and she gets a full combo. It seems pretty good. All these buffs seems really. Law angle straight, down back 2 property on hit changed and damage increased. Now wall splats on normal hit. I think this move is only like jab punishable or -11. So this is a good buff for this move. And slide in low kick, crouch dash 3 frames on both on block and hit reduced. Now -13. I think this is a nerf. I don't know how bad this used to be on block. -13 doesn't sound that bad. For if you want to compare it to Bruce's crouch dash 3 used to be -14. So Kazumi, rolling tiger, 1+4 frames on block improved. Lunging tiger, 2+3 frames on block improved. Lightning God's Rage, fly 1, frames on block improved. Orochi, fly 3, properties on counter hit has been changed. Plus frames on block improved. Hellfire Burst, damage has been increased. Fly grab, frames on whiff reduced. Throw will now claws at wall splat. Crimson Dong, down forward 1, frames on block more worse. Damage decreased and tracking reduced. Deadly Crescent, properties on hit has been changed. Frames on block improved. Demon Slice, frames on block improved. Diamond Tiger Strike is now Power Crush, frames on block improved. Demon Uppercut while standing 2 pushback on block reduced. Castle Tower, frames on block improved, hitbox made bigger. So I'm seeing a lot of frames on block improved. The main thing, obviously, people are focusing on is her down forward 1. The frames are worse now. I think it's -3 or 4. Damage are decreasing and the tracking reduced. And then the other thing is Demon Uppercut while standing 2 pushback on block reduced. This is probably to make it more reliable to punish. But the main thing that people are going to focus on is the down forward 1. I honestly think this needed to be nerfed. Not everything at once though. I feel like making it worse on block, decreasing the damage, and decreasing the tracking. I don't think they needed to do all 3. Maybe 2 out of the 3. But I think at high level play, this was Kazumi's move. You did this all day, you did some lows, and then you did a running 2 every so often. So they're trying to get people off this move's nuts, basically, and then they're making some of the other stuff safer or maybe even plus. So they're saying, hey, stop using this move. We're going to make a couple of these other moves better. Do some different stuff. Yeah, it's the diagonal chop. So we're going to make this worse. We're going to make a bunch of this stuff better, especially some of the fly stuff. And, get a little bit more creative with this character. That's what basically this whole set of changes means. Stop using one move, do some other stuff. Nina, Rage Drive now has jump status, cannot be reversed parried now. There was probably some bugs related to this move, and this is probably just cleaning it up because they hadn't done a patch since Nina came out. I'm going to do these 3 in a row. Left, right, the spider knee, 1, 2, 3. Block, frames on block improved if you push 1+2 after it. Double smash, 2, 3. And while standing 3. I'm surprised they don't have down forward 2, 1, 3 on top of this as well. But this is an interesting change because spider knee hasn't been a relevant move since Tekken 5.0. And if you don't even know what the move looks like, she does any of these moves like jabs into the knee, and if it hits and you do 1+2, she'll go into a command throw, and she can get the throw and then she'll get an extension. This move was really good in Tekken 5.0 because if you did the 1+2 follow up and they blocked it, the move had super pushback and made it safe. So there was no reason to ever not input the 1+2 because if they blocked it, you're safe. If they got hit by it, you get the follow-up. I don't know when they say frames on block improve. So then afterward, they made Tekken 5.1, and with that, Spider Knee is one of the moves they nerfed in that even if you did the 1+2, the move was still punishable. So basically, after 5.0, nobody ever did Spider Knee again unless they were looking for like a really gimmicky thing to do. So from 5.0 to now, basically nobody did Spider Knee, and now they're saying they're making Spider Knee. I don't know if it's gonna be safe, but they're making it safer. So maybe the Ninas are. I have to see how much safer it's going to be, but I think you're going to see Ninas doing random 1-2, down forward 1-2, stuff like that into Spider Knee now. Speaking of 5.0, Twisted Mind, knockdown 3, down 3 was 4, frames on hit improved, damage also increased. This is her stomp on a knockdown opponent. Also in 5.0, this move was super good because when she hit you with the stomp, she recovered fast enough that if you tried to get off the ground, she could pick you up. She could float you with her down 4-1 for another combo. That they also nerfed this move after 5.0, and such that if she does the stomp, she does not recover before you can get off the floor. So again, nobody did this move anymore. Again, in this game, it's a little different because there's no more floats. So uh, so basically what I'm seeing here for this move, Nina can stomp, she'll recover before you, and she can still do a some sort of mix-up on your wake up. You don't get up free if Nina does stomp on you anymore. You'll have to see it when people start playing, but that's what I'm seeing from reading that. Bad habit, forward 4-3, fix the hitbox, so it now hit Brian on the ground. For some reason, this would uh, whiff on Brian randomly, even though it hit on other people, even people smaller than Brian, like Ling. And these other two, cleat step, attack step, input timing has been shortened, and creeping snake to geyser cannon, frames on block, and on whiff improved. I doubt they're making geyser cannon not launch punishable. They could make it not launch punishable because there is a high. This string is mid high mid into a launcher, but they could make it not launch punishable, but still unsafe. But these two changes don't matter to me as much as the spider knee and the stomp. It those two those two changes can really change how Nina plays in FR. So now we have all the Akuma changes. All of Akuma's specials now do 1 chip damage on block. I don't know what they did before that. I hope it's not significantly more than 1 chip damage. Damage decrease on Hadoken. Shoryuken change properties on hit when colliding with a Power Crush. Damage on the move also decreased. I think Shoryuken could like beat Power Crush in weird situations, so that's probably a fix. Demon Flip 1 damage decreased. Demon Flip 4, I think that's the dive kick damage decreased. Frames after the Demon Flip throw made worse. 5 damage on block actually. That's awful. Air Tatsu plus frames on block made worse. Standing 2, like so many things damage decreased. Standing 2, standing 4, forward 4, down forward 1 2. I think that's the mid into overhead string. Pushback on block shortened. So this was probably punishable, but it was awkward to punish because of pushback. Down forward 2 1. I think this is the Twin Pistons launcher. First hit damage decrease. Second hit plus frames on block improved. Second hit plus frames on block improved. I'm pretty sure this is the launcher. So this second part doesn't make too much sense. Down back 2, down 2, and fully crouched 2 damage decrease. This is what I think this move is what his crouching fierce like punch looked like. Standing down 3 properties on hit at the tip with an opponent changed, damage decreased. When they say properties on hit at the tip, they're probably making it so this is a guess, but I'm gonna say that they're making it so if you hit somebody with down 3 at the tip, you can't combo into Tatsu. But I could be wrong about that. Or maybe you can't even combo into Fireball. You have to be deeper to get a Fireball or a Tatsu combo. Crouching MP is down 2, okay. Sweep down 4 on hits knocks down the opponent further away. This is pretty big. This is big because if you sweeped somebody, it knocked them close enough that the mix-up was basically eat another sweep or, get up into mix-up. So this probably means that you're gonna get knocked far enough away that another sweep is not not an option. He'll have to dash in if he wants to try doing another sweep. Standing back 1, damage decreased. Forward 4, frames on block made worse. While running 1, where it becomes unblockable and an opponent already guarding a different move is now fixed. Yeah, this created some weird situation where you could throw a fireball and then like if they blocked the fireball and you did running 1 on the same frame or something, like it would create weird unblockable setups. While standing 2, frames on block made worse. This was already, I think, while standing 2 was already launch punishable. So by making it worse, I think what they're doing is so you don't. It was like minus 15, I think, but he could cancel into Demon Flip, and it would make a lot of people's punishers whiff. So by making it worse on block, I think they're making it so, like Akuma still, if Akuma cancels it into Demon Flip, he won't get a free. He won't be able to get out as free. Tsunami kicks, frames on block made worse. Neutral jump 2 damage decrease, neutral jump 4 damage decrease, forward jump 2, neutral jump 4. fix the bug where side steps not come out there and stuff. So basically, he got a whole damage nerf, like a whole like basically all of these single moves are a lot of the moves that he would use in his extended juggles. I kind of don't like the way this changed. I surprised they also didn't change his meter. I thought they were gonna change his meter gain in general. See, what's the problem is, like, if you change his meter gain, then he can still get decent, like, he won't be able to get extended, like, good damage unless he has the meter. So you're gating him by his meter usage. By decreasing all of his damage in general means that if he doesn't have meter to FADC, he's not gonna do any good damage at all. And now he has to have meter now just to do decent damage. So this he needs the meter even more than he used to now because of how all these damage nerfs. And I don't like it. Like I think they actually did nerf the meter gain too. Now it's like Akuma won't be able to do damage unless he has meter. And if he can't get the meter fast enough, then what's the point? I think they're gonna revert a lot of this. Like, if you're gonna nerf his damage and nerf his meter, nerfing his meter nerfs his damage already. So I don't know. I have no problem with Akuma being good, but I like the way he was bad. But the way he was before, he's like he still needed the meter to do that damage. But if you're gonna decrease his damage and decrease his meter gain, then you're really just you're breaking the character's legs. Really, this character, I I didn't think it was that bad until I read the whole changelog, and now I think he's pretty bad. So, and I don't want him to be bad. But okay, but that's the end of the change list, and that's my review. That's my analysis. Obviously all my own opinion. Thanks to Flying Wonky for doing the translations, even though some of the stuff is a little bit weird sometimes. But always thanks to Wonky. I'll put this on YouTube if anybody wants